All right, everybody, welcome to our December Fierce Leader Team Call. We're going to kick it right over to Melissa to get started with recognition because November was super fun.
Let's just say smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So a month ago, guys, on our November call, I walked you all through the I Am Fabulous protocol because I knew that we were about to enter a really crazy busy month. So just looking back at what we knew then, we knew that the holiday products were becoming available on November 2nd. We knew that we were launching the Zip Your Coat Challenge. We knew that there would probably be a BOGO week. We didn't know when, and we did not know that our monthly product call was going to fall during that monthly BOGO week. And we also were preparing to give away all together, all of us, about $400 of prizes to people, giveaways. So we knew we were going into a really busy month, and what a month it was. Our overall volume exceeded anything I've experienced to date. We had leaders inviting, teaching, enrolling, and supporting like I've never seen before. Many of you dug deep to make lists, to text, to develop ways to teach that honored your gifts and strengths. It was amazing. So now, the results of all of that, we now have 1,834 Fierce Oilers, which means we had 26 new enrollments in November. With 2 enrollments each, we had Lisa Hacker, Laura Hadamio, and Kara Manders. So congratulations, guys. Great job. Mm-hmm. And if Whitney was here, she'd snap her fingers.
Yes, she says snaps.
She's into snapping. And with 1 enrollment each, we had Emily Rashid, Alta Bradford, Kelsey Potter, Laura Shields, Lindsay King, Andrea Garcia, Maura Murphy, Sonia Koval, Jerry Huffman, Amy Balmitz, and Melissa Werner. So congratulations to all of you. That was awesome. It's exciting stuff, but even better than that are the rank advancements. Are you ready? We had 7 people hit a new rank for the first time. Woo! So I just wanted to give a shout out to all of you who did. So people who went from consultant, which is where you start, to manager, Deb Patchell and Rebecca Aracena. From manager to director, we had Lisa Hacker and Sarah Borchert. From director to executive, we had Susan Wood. And from executive to elite, Laura Shields. And from elite to premier, we had Jerry Huffman. So guys, this is all super exciting stuff. And I wanted to congratulate you all. It was such a collaborative effort and everyone did a great job.
All right, well, that was a great recap. Thank you, Mom. I think we're going to start with sharing from the Fierce Leaders. So let me think about this. Let's do this. Who should we start with? Susan, you want to go first? Do you want to tell us what you've been up to and some successes you've been having?
So, sure, I'd love to. So a couple of things that Melissa and I have been working on along with Jerry is working on just trying to be positive, trying to figure out a little bit of the business. So I'm at the first steps of the business. And one of the things that I realized, I've been listening to so many different, I've listened to your YouTube videos a lot, Amy, and I went back and listened to all of those great things. And then I listened to Elise Genevieve in, was it 2018 maybe, at the conference? And it was just, I've been doing a lot of soul searching and kind of goal setting and going, what have I done for last year? And I've really been learning. And now I'm really switching gears into business aspect. And I think Melissa wanted me to talk a little bit or mention that one thing that would be really exciting is one of the folks that I signed up a couple months ago. She's a great lady, and I was having the hardest time connecting with her. I was trying to not be a pain and trying, and it was a month and 6 weeks maybe, and I was trying to get in a wellness consult, and life is just can get really busy, right, for any of us. And so what I did was finally I got a chance to talk to her, and she confessed, like a lot of probably our people can. They said, I haven't even opened the box. And I was so sad. And I said, I don't ever want you to spend any money with me without using your oils. And she she confessed, and I said, just open the box and use something, put it in so that you get. And she did. She was, can I mix them? I'm like, well, I wanted to say if you were on all your classes you would learn this stuff, but I was being good. And so I said, yeah, I said, lemon, lavender, peppermint, just knock your socks off. And I wasn't trying to shame her, but I was frustrated. And she said, my office smells amazing. And, when I realized that we were giving a gift to people, the gift of health and oils, it really has kind of helped me reset some of my goals for this upcoming year, and explaining the gift that we have to offer them with health. And so she was really tickled about that. And it's just never too late to get in that wellness consult, no matter how long it takes you, to be perseverant and get going on that. So that's kind of where I've been.
I love it, Susan. Way to lean in. Yeah, you've been doing some great things. You're totally ripping it up.
Right.
Laura Whipperman, would you just share quickly about what you've been working on with Peggy over at the school and how you've been helping get oils into teachers' hands? I'm putting you on the spot. You're welcome.
Yeah, way to just throw me under the bus. That's okay though. I'm not bitter. That won't come back to bite you. So Peggy and I decided, our teachers are working really hard, but not just our teachers, all the staff are really under a great deal of stress. And so we just sent a little thing via email. Peggy works at the school. She's above me in doTERRA. And so she works at the school, so she has access to everybody's email. So she sent out an email that she and I composed. And we just said, it's been quite the year, 2020. A lot of stress, and everybody's, kind of at the end of their rope at this point and looking forward to Christmas. And we just want to love on you and care for you in the best way possible. So we gave them a choice of 3 roller bottles, and one is an immune booster. And some of you guys have already done this. So I'm not inventing the wheel here. One was, calm me down. And the other one was just, let's reduce the stress. Let's get rid of the stress. So it was Adaptive, Lavender, and On Guard. And we had like 60 people in our district. And I think altogether there's about 88 when you count everybody on staff in our little bitty district. And so we had really a big majority of the people respond. So we sat and had a little party together and made the roller bottles, and Peggy delivered them, and it was wonderful. And we put a little piece of chocolate in there for them, and they loved it. We got a lot of good feedback. So.
Laura Whip, amazing. Thank you. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot. I know people would want to hear that. Come on. Okay, Kara Manders, can you just give us a quick update to enrollments and kind of what that all looked like for you?
Yeah, so I've just been following Elise Chedevieve's oil games format. So sampling properly and inviting to a class, and then once they come to the class, following up. And I actually invited someone to a class, and they asked, oh, hey, can I invite a friend? And I was like, oh, absolutely. Why don't you shoot me their address, and I will send them some samples so that they can have them. And then she ended up enrolling during the class. So that was super fun way to get to know the person, because it was actually someone that I knew, but I hadn't talked to her in a really long time. So that was fun. And then I actually have her follow up tomorrow. So I'll be excited to meet with her on that and go through all of the stuff. And I know she's already opened her oils, so I'm glad about that. But the main thing that I've been following is just the mentor calls and being consistent with the timing. So making sure that I'm actually following up and reminding them of the classes so that they don't forget. And yeah, it's been really fun. Me and one of my builders co-teach the class that we do regularly. So it kind of divides the workload a little bit, which is nice as well. But yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Thanks, Kara. Yeah, if you want to know like firsthand experience what it's been like Kara's done, I don't know anybody who's actually completed all 60 days of the oil games, but Kara's percentage for what she has on her plate is very high. She's a very good completion rate. So if you want like kind of insight into what that's looked like and how she's like balanced it, I would say realistically, she's a really good resource, and congrats on your enrollments. Em, would you give an update on your recipe class? And I'm going to just say quickly, Em and Hannah teamed up to do, Hannah Dobbins on the call, a recipe, her new class format, and Hannah had an enrollment today from that class. And I know Elizabeth Miller, Hannah's sister, also like kind of re-engaged a customer, sorry to say all the things. I'm gonna can it now. Tell us about that class.
That's all. So just kidding. No, it really is good. I feel like I'm still fine tuning it. I think it's hard to get a gauge on if people, like if you have a class where everyone is like at least familiar with oils, right? If you have a group where maybe everyone like has some or has been to a class before, has used them, I feel like more recipes is fun because people feel energized by that. But I found a class that I did where most people weren't, like they were kind of new and I didn't know that, and they were like totally like overwhelmed. And so I feel like I'm still trying to fine tune how many to do, what to talk about, what not to talk about. But the like Hannah, the one that Hannah and I did last month, she had a lot of people confirmed, like a ton, like a really high percentage of the people she invited confirmed. And not everybody can make it, you know, for a reason like, oh, this thing came up or this thing came up last minute. But like, it was a high percent of people that she invited to people that say yes. Cause it's usually like 30%, right? Of people that you invite can attend or actually say yes. And so it's been good. So I don't have any others planned for this month, but that's on my list, is to get some on the calendar.
Thanks, thanks, Hannah, way to go. I was going to, okay, so Danielle and Kelsey are going to share next month about class format they're doing. They have like a brand new, can I say the name of it? I can't say the name. Somebody help me with the name of it because it's so cute. She might put it in the chat or she'll unmute herself. Okay.
Figure it out one of these days. It's Brews, Babies, and Basics of Essential Oils.
I know. Can we all take a moment? Okay,
That
so
was
I
okay
didn't
now.
even know that this class format existed, and I almost drove to Illinois and Appleton respectively and like pounded on their doors and was like, what the H? Like, why do I not know this? Anyway, so we're going to hear about it because I'm dying to know, and it's like all their favorite things. So we're looking forward to that next month. And then the last person I'm going to put totally on the spot is Melissa. Melissa, why don't you share about how you marched into the pharmacy, not marched, what has transpired at the pharmacy? I think that's worth talking about. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, Amy. You know, it was a year ago, you guys, that we had a big snow. It was one of our first Mom and Mimi's, and I went over in a blizzard. Amy took a picture of me like stampeding through the snowbanks to the pharmacy next door to talk to them about carrying oils. And they said they were interested, and they were like, yes, get us the information we need. We're interested. And I froze. I shut down for an entire year. It's been an entire year because I just didn't know. I just freaked out about the whole thing. And so what I did was I revamped a proposal that I'd written a long time ago, and I got it to them on November 30th. And I had studies. I talked to a few uplines and just picked some brains and put it together and had my husband proofread it before I emailed it to the pharmacy. And Bob was like, I want to sell your oils. I don't care what they do. I think this. So yay, Bob. Thanks for being kind. And I did pop my head in today and I did follow up AIM randomly, which is just so crazy. And sometimes we get all stuck in the process because sometimes it matters more than other times. And I don't know how, I remember Amy, like, and the boys, like they were dating people and they'd say, I'm nervous about this one because it really matters this time. You know, you just get kind of stuck. I got stuck. And so he was like, I haven't had a chance to look at it. And I said, it's totally okay. And, but I am going to check, if it's okay, I'm going to check back in with you, at the end of this week or the beginning next week. And he's like, yeah, I'm totally interested. So anyway, sometimes it just takes a year and a little more maturity to do it, but I'm trying. So
hanging in there. Thank you for sharing on the spot. See, I like that. Also, guys, Sonia's not on the call tonight, but be sure to check out her post in Fierce Leaders about the care packages that she put out. I thought those were really good. I know Lindsay's still pulling off really good Healing Hands classes. So if you have questions about that, that's a great resource. And Jerry is still doing really great breathing classes because everyone wants to know how to breathe. I'm not kidding you. I had somebody today, Jerry, you should know this. You probably already heard from her. She's like, I went back to your Mama Mimi episode in October and like, can you connect me with the breathing class? Like, I need to know all the things. I was like, oh, Jerry Huffman, I know nothing. I breathe terribly, but Jerry Huffman breathes beautifully. So anyway, good things happening there too. So I wanted to make sure we talked about all those things. So see, Linz, what do you want to say? I saw a finger.
Oh, I was just going to add, so thank you for that. I was going to add that just on Saturday, we had our most recent Healing Hands painting event, which we were curious about because the governor was about to put us all on lockdown again, which we're in that like weird limbo, like we know it's coming, we just don't know what day. So that was our third event monthly, and we're doing one monthly, and we're over $500 raised for Healing Hands. So
that's amazing, Linz. I love that. Way to go, like full steam ahead and make it happen. I remember when we were on that Zoom call with your mom and I, and yeah, it was like, yeah, your teeth were falling out. There's all things happening, but getting it done, I like it. No joke on the teeth thing. Oh, Laura Witt. Yep.
One thing I just should add about the little gifts for our staff at Three Lakes is that 2 or 3 of them said, well, how much are these? How much do these cost? And Peggy clarified with them and said, no, there's no cost. We just want to do this. And they're like, well, how come? How come you want to do this? They were really questioning why anyone would want to love on them. And I just think that that's a really good sign that we're doing the right thing. So.
Like, no money, $5, please. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay. That was so good. All right. So I want to do something a little bit different. All right. So you guys are about to get a peek inside of my brain, and it's either going to like really terrify you and it might energize you. I don't really know. But my question, something that I've been thinking about is like the rhythm of December is different in a lot of ways, because like we kind of hit the 14th, and for like good or for bad, people kind of check out, like you hit halfway through and it's just different. People want to be with their family. I think that would probably resonate with some of us on this call too. I think that we probably feel that way to some extent. And I don't know about you guys, but I, in my brain, want to find a way to like works well and efficiently and be able to unplug for the holidays, knowing that when I come back in January, I'm not just going to be like, so where do we begin? What do we do? I kind of want to know that like there's still momentum going and things going on. So I don't feel like I'm starting over January 1st, 2021, right? Does that make sense? Do you guys want to be able to like unplug and be like, okay, I've done what I need to, and then I'll pick up in January. And so what I've been thinking about and what I'm going to propose, the premise of this is, no, the goal of December for me, and now what I've encouraged you guys to do, is to get adaptive in the hands of as many people as possible. Like that's like the goal. I feel like it's like an adaptive blitz, and I'm going to explain why in more detail. But the bottom line is, we've mapped out our challenges for 2021, and I really want to kick it off with an adaptive challenge. That's really what I'd like to do. It will be accessible for current customers, and there will be potential customers. We'll talk about that too. And so I'm going to show you kind of how this plays out. Okay, let me share a Google Doc. This is where you might kind of be like, what's wrong with Amy's mind? But we're just going to have to work with it. Okay, let's see. Apparently I'm sharing my whole screen. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Okay, I'm not putting it bold because I'm yelling at you. There's a lot going on in my house when I was doing this. Okay, so I color coded this because I feel like everyone's coming into this month with like different goals, different like places you are in your business. You might be like just starting out in your business. You might be doing it for a while. So it's kind of like a pick and choose. But I would say that the bare minimum, if you're going to do anything in the month of December, please just use your oils like religiously. Like do it, put it on yourself, put it on your family, like get some new testimonies about how amazing, like fall in love with your oils, like oil up, my friends. So if you're going to do nothing else, I need you to be oiling really well. Okay. My advice, if you want to maintain your business, and I think this might be a little generous, but I think this is like a given. This might be bare minimum category, but we're going to say maintain, would be to make sure that your customers are getting a gift from you. And my recommendation is adaptive, and you're going to see why. Maybe it's just a written note. Maybe it's a text. Maybe it's a phone call. I'm not sure what it is for you, but like, I think a gift to your customers is really, really key. And then for growing your business, right, bare minimum, maintaining, growing would be getting adaptive in the hands of potential customers. I'm calling it sampling on the fly. I'll show you why, so you can hit the ground running in January. Okay, this I went back and forth on, but I actually put a bare minimum protocol in there. If you're like, I need fresh ideas for how I'm going to use my oils, I put it in here, right? What you're going to do when you wake up, when you have your breakfast, lunch, dinner, so on and so forth. If you need fresh ideas, okay, check that out. Let's talk about maintaining. Okay, so we talked about maintaining is sending gifts, ideally adaptive, to your current customers. So I gave you the outlines, right? I can make this bigger. I feel like it's a little small. I'm sorry, friends. Hey, I just wanted to reach out and say I appreciate you. Thanks for trusting me to be your oil girl. I might not be perfect at it, but I really love what I do. And then talking about, you know, it's a stressful time of year. I'd love to send you a little adaptive calming blend. I don't care if you guys do it in a 5/8 dram roller. Do you know that quarter drams come with a roller top on it? And you could say I sent you a roller of adaptive. Like you can do this really frugally, and connecting with them that way. And so I want you to get that oil in their hands. And then in January, right now, go have your holiday season. And then January, hey, Happy New Year. So I thought of you because we're doing a fun adaptive challenge, right? You actually have everything you need because of the roller I gave you. Perfect timing. Do you want more details? So this is going to enable you. I know it's funny to call it sampling on the sly or whatever it might be, but it kind of is, because you're getting something in your hand that you know you're going to be able to help them with. But December 14th to December 31st isn't necessarily a great time to be texting every 48 hours, every 20, like, it's a hard time, or calling and saying, hey, have you used it yet? And they're like, you know, I'm like helping my grandma right now. I don't know. So this helps you with that whole, like, rhythm of December. So what are you accomplishing with this? You're getting loyal customers and you're getting natural referrals. Like you want somebody to be like, hey, my oil girl, you should talk to her. She cares for me really well, right? So this is like, that's what that would look like. And then as far as growing, right? Same thing for a potential customer. I thought of you. It's a super stressful time of year. I'd love to send you this roller. Would you like me to drop some in the mail for you? And then following up again, with the adaptive challenge. Okay, so here's where I have a question for you guys. I have a very serious question. I am willing to, and I probably will be for myself, making up like the texting templates for helping somebody walk through adaptive challenge. You know, like 5 days, like one text in the morning, like use it. Here's a tip on it. Short, easy, not overwhelming. But you would actually have to like send it to your people. Like you would actually have potential customers say yes and walk it through that. Would you be willing to do that? Like if I created that, is that something that you guys would use? It's okay if the answer is no. Okay, I'm seeing some, I can't see everybody, but I see some head nods. But that's what I mean. I want you to be able to like get this done in December, be like celebrate the holidays how you want to, and then come back in January knowing that momentum is waiting for you and there's something in place. And with the potential customers, what I really feel like you're accomplishing is a really good personal touch, right? I know you all care about people. Like I genuinely want somebody to have adaptive right now. You are sampling during the holidays, which is a little tricky. And then you're ensuring a restful holiday season for yourself, knowing that January is going to be kind of ready to go in that regards. Okay. Does that make sense? Tell me what questions we have. Yes, Lindsay, shoot.
Okay, so I love the idea. I want to be super efficient in the sampling that I'm doing. With your challenge, is it only going to be topical use, or would there be a need for them to have it in like a non-roller option so that they have a diffusing option, or what are you envisioning for January?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm probably going to be sending a roller of it in the diluted form. I guess like when I'm thinking potential, I think that rollers are the most accessible ways because you don't necessarily need a diffuser and you're not trying to like tap on the little bottom of the bottle. Like it's so easy and self-explanatory. So I'm going with rollers is like what I'm envisioning. When we do the challenge, I would imagine I have to like map it out in my brain, but I think we would talk about like top things that is good, and probably on like day 5 be like these are the other adaptive products and the other ways that you use them, but not major on it. Does that help? That's a good question. What other questions do people have? I put the Google Doc in the comments. Okay.
Amy, sorry, I see another question from Kelsey about what if they already have adaptive, what would be another, my question would be, would you like us to sample them another item out of the adaptive line, like maybe give them 2 of the gel caps or something to try?
Is anybody willing to share those right now? Why am I such a
I've done that. I've done that and people are like, oh my gosh, you were not kidding. Like that's the best night of sleep I've had. So honestly, like that's why I was asking where you were going with the sampling, because I was like, maybe I would even just send that.
I think saying to a current customer, is there another product out? Have you tried the capsules? Is a really good thing. And it is like, I should just order more. I'm very cautious of them because like Gary cannot be without them. So like I got like locked down on them. But I think that it's very, like if you're going to a current customer and they're like, I already have them, like, oh, have you tried the capsules yet? And doing that. And, you know, even if I would make a little note, like I'm Spreadsheet Girl, and be like, you know, you can double back in January and be like, hey, you said you had adaptive, make sure you check out this challenge, and still kind of funnel them into that. Yes, Melissa?
And also, even if they already have it, a cute little roller, and say, carry it with you this season, put it in your pocket, put it in your backpack, your diaper bag, whatever, like, yeah, people have them, but are they using them? And sometimes just that touch of getting something little in the mail is fun. And I was going to say, if you live near another leader and you want to go in on the roller bottles together, we do have, sorry, Lynn's, but we do have some people that are near each other. So we could all go in if we want to do that.
I'm smiling at your comment, Barb. Free oils are free oils. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I really don't do this. I don't, but I'm putting the outlines in the chat box. Oh wait, is that too much? No, that's the right ones. For current and potential customers, 5 minutes. We're gonna spend 5 minutes together. And I know a lot, like some of you on here are like, my holiday gifts were sent out like a week ago, and that's great. I'm like cheering you on, but I feel like this is the other thing I want to say before I'm going to ask you to actually send this outline and adapt it if you want to like, maybe you're like, I have the capacity to like do 3, do 2, do 1, like just pick your number and do it well. Like be like, oh, I know they could really use some adaptive this time of year. Like let's check in with them. So let's just take 5 minutes together and let's like love on some people and let's just give this a shot. I don't think those outlines are that weird. Are they that weird? I'm not like asking you to book a class.
Amy, I was just going to say, I put a link in the chat box for the mini little quarter jam rollers that I found on Amazon. And so Melissa had mentioned about sharing. So these were for 144 of these mini guys. It was $49. So especially because you guys live close to each other, that's a really good deal. So that is 34 cents a piece for these little guys.
Mm-hmm. And if you're just putting, I mean, that's what size jam again? Quarter jam.
Quarter. Yeah. So it'll fit 20 drops, but I don't put 20 drops of the oil. I'll usually put like 2 or 3, and then I fill the rest with FCO. So,
So like affordability for sure.
If you guys want to make samples and you don't have adaptive labels, I bought a boatload of them. And so I just let me know, text me adaptive labels, and I'll cut off a hunk and I'll mail them to you. Okay.
You guys can start messaging. I just want to say one last thing about adaptive, and then I'm going to start sending messages. I have been consistently, like, some oils come and go out of my routine. I have been consistently using adaptive multiple times a day, like a perfume, and I can't. So if you're going to, like, remember when I was like, use your oils, like if you're going to do anything bare minimum, use your adaptive. I think that if we're going to send this oil out to people and we're really going to help people understand the value of it, like, let's all be using our adaptive too. And it really is helping me survive this, all the things going on in our household. So use it too. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go text some people. Don't worry, I set a timer. I won't make you stay on forever.
Amy, I don't want to cut the conversation to a different one unless you're done. But I wanted to tell you that watching you from 2016 to now, I just pray that I'm where you are, girl. It was amazing to see that cute little house or a little apartment, maybe. I don't know.
That was our house.
That was your house? Okay.
It's like the evolution of Amy is on my YouTube channel. It's kind of terrifying. If you're not sure where to start for people, I'm like looking at my Facebook list. I think it's totally fine to look at that and send a Facebook message, especially to people that I've been in contact with, even if I haven't been in contact with them. And then obviously texting people too. We just did BOGO, so you should have potential customers kind of like be thinking about that. So that's a great way to kind of be like, oh, there's a potential customer.
Sorry, question on like logistics. So Lynn's, the ones you were talking about were the drams without rollers, right? Just the drams with rollers? Was that from Oil Life?
No, I got it from Amazon.
Amazon, okay.
Yeah, so I put the link in here for you guys.
Sorry, I missed
it
that.
starts off with smile.amazon, but it comes with the steel roller bottle.
Perfect.
Look at you linking it to Healing Hands. I like your style, Linz. I like it. Okay, I just sent 5 out. I felt like that it's like my capacity. Should I send one to Andy Goddard? He's my Facebook friend. What do you guys think? No? Okay. No. I see.
I
Sorry.
think he does Young Living oil.
Oh, that was fun. I'm feeling immature about that. Okay. So as you guys are kind of finishing that up, this is my, we were just talking about this before I hit record. I don't really like do gifts or like celebration things like that, but I'm actually going to ask for a gift from you guys. So, I must really like mean this much because I would never really ask for anything. So I made a Google form and it's basically like, what's the word? A survey. It's basically like a survey of your Fierce Leader experience. Isn't that funny? That's what I want for Christmas. I really want you, my mom will either put hers in the chat for her leaders or email it. But the link that I just put in is if you are a part of my my leadership team. And really what I want more than anything, my mom and I are spending a lot of time like planning 2021 and setting that up. And like, I'm like the systems girl and the structure and the framework and all that. But like, I don't really want to be doing those things if they're not helpful. And like your feedback is so valuable to me. I want you to answer honestly. I'm not going to be like mad at how you answer. I'm not like looking at that. I'm trying to gauge what's really helpful and what's not. So if you guys could fill that out, so good. The best. Okay. So do that for me, please. Fierce Leader interviews are going so well and they're so fun. I'm doing 2 more this month. I'm breaking my rule. I was only going to do 1 a month. And then I'm excited. I'm going to then take a little, but in January, we're going to get started with some more. So if you haven't watched, Laura Whip and Emma have gone so far. They're like 14, both are almost like 14 minutes exactly. Watch them, learn about your fellow Fierce Leaders. It's kind of fun. So make sure you do that. And then the 2021 plan is underway and I'm pretty pumped about it. It's like all my things. I'm so excited. My 2020, watch this guys. Ready?
You guys, she's lost her mind.
Look, it's my 2021 calendar. Shut it, Emily Rashid. My 2021 calendar. She hasn't even thought about what she's going to be doing tomorrow. Okay. So here's my calendar and I'm going to put it up and I've got it. I've got weekly calls, monthly calls, quarterly calls. I'm so excited. So just wait. It's coming into you in a squeaky clean Google Doc. I can't wait. Okay.
I just wish you guys could see us. We sit down for planning sessions. We've had 2 in the last week and she talks at like 1,000,000 miles per hour and we get all done and she's walking out the door and I'm like, next time we'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. Cause it's all, she's like, she's got it in her mind and she's got to get it out.
Is it from PlannerPad? No, I had my printer guy here make one designed specifically for me. I was like, but how big can you make it? Like he's like, how big? I was like, this big. Okay, if you want me to print you one, maybe I'll figure out how to do it, but I don't know how to get it to you without folding it up, which sucks. All right, anybody. Em says I'm a psychopath. I think we'll leave it on that note. Thanks for hopping on with us. I'll put the recording up. Let's go get Adaptive in some people's hands. Let's enjoy our holidays, and then let's pick it back up with some good momentum in January, okay? Peace, everybody.
You all.